Tomorrow on The Morning Show, Tan France of Queer Eye fame tells TMS about his new Netflix show, Deli Boys.
Thank you for finding the time. I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again.
Matt Murdock, a blind lawyer with heightened abilities fighting for justice, and Wilson Fisk, a former mob boss turned New York City mayor, are back in a new series, Daredevil Born Again, a continuation from the Daredevil series that was canceled back in 2018. And joining me now are the stars of the show, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Vincent.
Hi, Morgan.
I feel like fans have been patiently waiting for a new Daredevil series since 2018. Charlie, I interviewed Vincent a couple of years ago, and I asked, okay, what's the update? And things were still up in the air. Did you have moments where you thought, all right, I don't know if the show's ever going to happen?
Yeah, I never thought it was going to happen.
Oh.
Yeah, from when we were cancelled, I was convinced that was it. It was the end of the road. I was like, right, let's move on. And obviously I was sad, but I genuinely did not have any hope. And we would speak, and Vincent would convince me that there was hope, and I would think he was mad.
Vincent, where did that confidence come from?
I just thought, it's what I told Charlie, I just thought, you know, I'd seen everything they had done up, you know, because of all the Avengers stuff. I have 2 sons, and we enjoyed all those movies so much. And they just they just kept knocking it out of the park each time. And I just thought, well, we just knocked it out of the park for Netflix. I was thrilled that we did. You know, we were just working our butts off, but people liked it. And I just thought, there must be a bunch of clever people making those films over at the MCU. Why would they not bring us in, you know? And so that's where my hope came from.
I know it's more common in the MCU, but it's not very common when actors get to continuously play the same character for 10 plus years. Charlie, what's the best part about playing the same character in now a number of projects?
Yeah, wow. I think we've been so fortunate with the writing on this show. And the quality of it has meant that it has never at any point to me felt like we are kind of retreading the same ground. Unless that's been intended, you know. Matt is such a fascinating character. He's such a walking contradiction for so much of his life. Obviously, he's one of the few Marvel superheroes who has a religious background. You know, so he kind of believes in God's will, and at the same time he kind of plays God. He's a lawyer who believes in rule and the justice system, and then he takes the law into his own hands, and then he goes home and he feels a lot of guilt, and it feels like he's being pulled in 2 completely different directions. So there's just so much to play with, and you know, I think we've got a lot of stories left to tell.
Vincent, it doesn't matter what new project you're in. Every time I see you cast in something new, I always say, do you remember how good he was in The Cell with Jennifer Lopez? Do you know that movie is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year?
I do, yeah. Yeah, and Tarsem's behind it 100%, the director, Tarsem Denwar, and it's going to be released with 3 versions, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When you think back on that time, how do you describe being on that kind of a set? Because, man, it's one of my favorite roles ever. I mean, it scared me, but you were just so fantastic in it.
Well, thank you. It's really creepy.
It's so creepy.
Creepy part, yeah. Yeah, I was staying at the Chateau Marmont off of Sunset, and I sort of, just to get away from everything, and I stayed there for a few months in pre-production. And I filled that room with everything that I needed to get to that place, you know, like photos and writing, and but mostly a lot of photography that I felt very creepy about at the time, and I used to, you know, I would take it out into the street a little bit, and when I would sit in a restaurant. It's what I think of when you tell me the Andrew Garfield story all the time. I used to find a table that faced a mirror, so that I could look around the room and just for that moment while I was eating, stalk somebody. And that was like such an incredibly awful feeling, you know, to put yourself in a circumstance as a sort of hunter. It was awful. And it's unmistakable, that feeling. And that told me something I need to carry into the part, you know. So it was stuff like that.
It's so cool.
Wow. I mean, thanks for sharing that. I mean it. That movie still sticks with me. Okay, so I got the wrap. I just want to say congratulations on the show. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You can catch new episodes of Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus right now.